Hey, this is Rich Peterson with Remax Gold. I'm hanging out at Linwood Park today behind the American Canyon Recreation Center. And I got some alerts on my phone, and I just wanted to address some of the major headlines coming out of real estate over the past couple of days. Because in case you missed it, the Fed approved the biggest interest rate hike since 1994. Home sales are way down over the past 2 years, and apparently we're headed into a recession someday. These are all very real concerns, and I don't want to minimize them. However, if you only read the headlines, they make it seem like the bottom is falling out of the housing market. Reading in between the lines, maybe even a few tea leaves, I just don't believe that's the case. Based on current data, it's looking more and more like we are returning to a pre-pandemic housing market. It feels like a seismic shift because it is, but that doesn't mean the market is collapsing. Realtor.com is quoted as saying, "The housing market is at a turning point. We're starting to see signs of a new direction." That new direction, like the rest of life, is a return to normalcy. According to ShowingTime data, a company that tracks showings at properties throughout the country, using data provided by agents and brokers, home showings skyrocketed during the pandemic. And while current buyer demand has started to moderate based on the latest data, it is still above 2019 levels. And yes, existing home sales are dramatically declining from the last 2 years. But 2021 was the first time since 2006 that more than 6 million homes were sold. And we're on pace to sell more homes this year than in 2019, even with Fannie Mae's downgrade in sales estimates today. The housing market is normalizing compared to the last 2 years, but what's important to remember is that the last 2 years were record-breaking in nearly every way. Record low mortgage rates and millennials reaching peak home buying years led to an influx of buyer demand. At the same time, there weren't enough homes available to purchase thanks to over a decade of underbuilding and sellers who held off on listing their home because of the pandemic. Bottom line, if recent headlines are causing concern, let's keep things in perspective. The current market isn't crashing or in a free fall. I'm not even sure that we can call it a true correction yet. We are, however, at an inflection point. There is a saying in sales that people make decisions emotionally and justifications logically or rationally. It's going to be important over the next couple of weeks and months not to make rash decisions, regardless of whether you are buying or selling. Enough people making snap decisions could change everything.